60,000 kilometres through our unforgiving country, from the frosty edges of Tasmania and the red dust plains of the west, all the way to the tip of Cape York. Over corrugations you can feel in your bones, tracks that test every bolt and every nerve, through deep crossings, off-grid, where this country doesn't forgive mistakes. This is the ultimate test for the Triton, a lap around Australia towing our 2.5 tonne, 16-foot home wherever we go. We go through the history, the issues, the dealer mishaps, the common faults, the truth revealed. And would we do it all again? The Mitsubishi Triton has been part of the Aussie ute scene since the late 1970s. It was originally named the L200, a no-frills but no-fuss workhorse built for farmers, tradies and anyone who wasn't afraid to get their hands dirty. By the 80s and 90s it picked up the Triton name and built a reputation as a tough, affordable rig that'd go just about anywhere. Roll into the 2000s and the Triton got serious upgrades: turbo diesel power, super select full drive eventually, comfort and even a bit of luxury in some models. Let's fast forward to more recently though, the MQ and MR generations. Mitsubishi did something right as they developed a decently built, durable ute which was their original ideology of the L200. We spent big on what was supposed to be the best when it comes to aftermarket parts. Fitters messed up on our installs, parts have rusted, tow hitches never fitted correctly, which meant we have to get custom ones to fit, and sensors have never worked like they did from factory. Premium gear just doesn't do what it's promised, and after-sale support has been an absolute headache. So with dealers, a rule that we've learned the hard way is effectively have a look at their Google reviews and also just double check to see if they are actually competent. So in doing that, you can actually check the Triton forums or even the Google reviews, and you'll be able to see for yourself reports that other people have provided. Once you drive off the lot, you've got to remember that you're probably going to be stuck with that dealer for some time. So just be mindful of that if you don't have another dealer nearby. The Triton has a bit of a bad name. They've become a bit of a meme around Australia, and that is due to the unreliability of the MK, ML and MN Tritons over that time period of when they were really unreliable. They become a household name, and for all of the wrong reasons. The new Tritons have stepped up the game. They're proven to be very tough, durable and pretty much handling everything that you throw at them, just like the original philosophy of the L200. Probably the most critical one of the Triton that we hate, it is towing. These things are terrible for towing. It drinks like a Chevy 2500 at 20 litres per 100, but pulls like a Suzuki Jimny. Hills are painful, and with headwinds, you'll fight to stay on 80 kilometres an hour. Temperature spikes fast. With a 70 litre diesel tank, you'll only get around 350 litres to a tank. So we always need to carry jerry cans everywhere. We feel that even with a small 16-foot, 2.3 tonne van, the Triton is right on its limit. We simply cannot recommend the Triton to be used as a towing vehicle if you're going to use it around Australia. So that's the negativity out of our system. Upgrading to the Vitahidia head unit has been one of the best things that we've done on this car. It's completely transformed how we travel, it looks factory, fits perfectly, and finally replaces that awful stock system. We've done 2 deep dive videos on this particular Vitahidia unit, and if you're ready to make the switch, use our code YST7 at checkout. Reliability and durability is one of the best things on this Triton. Not once has the Triton left us on the side of the road. There's been no anxiety when starting the car or doubting if it's going to get us places. It just keeps going. This is one of the main reasons why we bought a Triton, for its reliability and, well, it's paying dividends. I feel the Triton's got a great balance of reliable tech and versatility. The Triton is also extremely common. There's heaps of them on the road. If we did need to find spare parts, which we haven't had to do yet, it would be quite easy because there's lots of them around Australia, as well as there's lots of dealers around Australia also. Maybe we're a little bit biased, but we feel that the MR Triton is the best looking in the family. The interior is a bit dated now. There's plenty of space to run those factory look switches. The interior and paint has held up really well around Australia, and when the Triton is clean, it still looks brand new. Fuel efficiency. So when we're touring around or just camping, when we had our previous setup, it was really good on fuel. We feel that fuel efficiency when the car is just a camping tourer is fantastic. The 70 litre tank isn't really an issue if you're not towing. If you're looking to set the Triton up for solely touring, our previous setup with an aluminium canopy and rooftop tent, we were getting 10 to 11 litres per 100, and that still works out to be around about 600 kilometres to a tank. Also, just letting you know, we do not use a throttle controller, as we feel that this actually manipulates your fuel figures. So now we'll talk about other common issues that others have reported, and I've actually experienced this one myself on a previous Triton, and it is the cracked exhaust manifold. It is probably the most common problem you'll find on the MQ and MR Tritons. You'll usually have a split halfway up the manifold. Usually symptoms can mean a bit of a screeching turbo. A lot of people diagnose incorrectly to be a failed turbo. However, 9 times out of 10, it is always a manifold that is the problem. The next one is intercooler pipes. Now this one's a bit of a pain in the butt because it can actually leave your terminal on the side of the road because it'll bring up a diesel particle filter warning on your dash and putting you into a limp mode. There are many replacements out there, but not all replacements are equal. Make sure that you get yourself some really decent silicone intercooler pipes because otherwise they'll simply just pop off or they'll split just as much as the factory one. This one's only come to my attention only recently, but it seems to be quite a serious ongoing issue with the Tritons, and it is the Welsh plug problem. There has been a lot of different examples out there with the Tritons having this particular issue. We've talked to many people that have had it happen to them, but it's a full engine out job to actually have this fixed. Now you can check yourself to see if your Triton has this problem, or if you're looking to buy a Triton, there is a way to check this as well, and we're going to show you how to do that. So you get your trusty iPhone or whatever phone you've got, turn on the camera, and what you do, you run it all the way to the back of the head. You'll be able to see the 2 Welsh plugs. As soon as you see a little bit of green corrosiveness around it, that is an indication that you are impacted by the issue. So as I said, the Welsh plug is quite a catastrophic problem. However, we've noticed that Mitsubishi are covering these under warranty. If you have a Mitsubishi dealer that is not playing game and they will not cover the Welsh plug, you need to remind them that it is actually a manufacturer fault. Provide them the evidence from Facebook where other owners have had that same exact issue, and it shows very much evidently that that issue is a full manufacturing fault, not a fault from what you could have done yourself. Other issues that include diesel particle filters filling up, clogging, and then dumping diesel into the engine. This is another problem. We have never had an issue with our diesel particle filter, but we're always doing long drives. We never do short distance driving, and we've never had a problem. Now, I've owned 3 different types of Tritons. I've had 2 Tritons, a Pajero Sport, and now this Triton. All of them are the same generation, never had an issue with diesel particle filters. And as I said, I put it down solely because we do long distance driving. A major problem that we had with our Triton was actually the steering rack was not actually bolted down and torqued sufficiently to the chassis. As soon as we'd go down a corrugated road, our steering wheel would get knocked out of center. Now it took us 4 different dealers to actually determine what this problem was. 7 wheel alignments later and a little bit of standoff with the dealerships, it was finally Karratha that actually resolved the problem for us. To lift a Triton, you have to actually do quite a lot of work. There's tail shaft spaces you need to run. You'll have to run upper arms. So a simple lift kit isn't only just swapping over the suspension, you have to add on a lot of other additional aftermarket support and parts to make it all work in unison. So another problem with the Triton that we've found is this top edge of the tyre on the left-hand front tyre always seems to scrub out. So even if it was, when it was factory, it did it. It also has done it since we put a lift in it too. So whether that was contributed towards it because of the steering rack issue, not entirely sure. But it seems to be an issue. If you're lifting the vehicle, or even if it's factory, do expect it to scrub out tyres as soon as you put all terrains on it. So the big question is, would we do it all again? Yen Yen, would we do this to ourselves all over again? Let's go through a bit of a recap.
Yeah, at the start, we've got a brand new Triton and we were so excited, but from day one, there have been problems after problems. I feel
aftermarket parts.
Yeah, I feel like this car is absolutely cursed. And I kept telling Stewi, what's wrong with our car? It's brand spanking new.
This shouldn't be happening.
Yeah, I just couldn't get it. And yeah, after the problem with the bull bar, we've got suspension problems and even the canopy cracked. So,
like everything we've added to the car as a base, anything that's aftermarket, something's gone wrong with it.
Yeah.
It's mental. And Yan's convinced that it is a cursed car. And then after a while, I was like, maybe you're right. I've had so many issues with it in that respect. But in terms of the base Triton, so in terms of the reliability of the standard vehicle, we've had no such issues other than the steering rack. So that's pretty good.
One point we consider selling it and get another car, just trade a bloody Triton in and get something that can actually work, you know.
In terms of the towing and maybe that's not cursed. It was mostly around the towing, wasn't it? Like we looked at others with 200 series and V6 Rangers, etc. And we thought, oh, they're doing it with ease. They're towing massive vans. They're getting better fuel economy than what we're getting as well.
Yeah, but for a little weekend trip here and there, If you have a well set up canopy with a rooftop tent, you can literally go anywhere, everywhere you want to go.
There's lots of amazing positives to say about the Triton, but in terms of actually buying one to tow around Australia, I can't recommend it. I just simply cannot recommend it to anybody. After thousands of kilometres across Australia, we've shared our honest thoughts on the Mitsubishi Triton. When you weigh up the positives and the negatives, our overall experience has been pretty neutral. The Triton has allowed us to live out our adventure dream, to explore the country and push beyond our own limits. We've tested the Triton and honestly, it's tested us right back. While we're grateful for where it's taking us, we wouldn't buy another Triton or another Mitsubishi. So what's next for us? We've got another 6 months left on our lap around Australia, and then after that, well, you'll just have to wait and see. Thank you so much for watching. We really hope that you enjoyed this episode. If you've got a mate that's looking to buy a Triton, please share this to them, as well as if you've got any further questions, please leave us a comment below. We would love to hear from you.